Welcome to another valuable how-to video. In this video, we're going to look at the brand new release of our tag printing solution. So we'll go right into our Middlefield Lane project. We've been there before in other videos, and we'll tap on that Publish and Export tab. And if you're in the latest update, you will see tag printing. And if you're in roughly late March 2026, you'll see the beta banner over the top of it, and we'll tap on that. Here we say 2 ways to print tags from your phone. We can do it with Zebra direct thermal printing. We could do it with inkjet sheets. The advantage of Zebra thermal printers is that you can print and never consume ink or toner. And also all you have to do is buy the unit, which can retail from anywhere between $250, $300 and upwards. We recommend a CD 420, 620, and always direct thermal and always Bluetooth enabled. We'll see why in a minute. All right, so you can tap on Get Equipment and Supplies here, and you can get the direct thermal rolls from a set of vendors. Here's a couple of links to the kinds of printers that we recommend. And then we have a vendor that supplies thermal tag rolls, which are very nice, very inexpensive, and the hanging tag attachment options, especially like these elastic tag ties. You just push them through the hole, slide them back through themselves, and there you go. You have a hanging tag, very quick and easy. So there's your hanging tag solution, back to valuable. And now we're going to hit next and go into selecting our items. And so here we are, and we can select by folder. Here we can say we want the stuff in the living room, and we want the main stuff, and we want the jewelry. So we're just going to go with these 2 folders, and we want to sort by, date's fine. And we could also select categories. We'll learn about those in another video. And here we go. In fact, I do want to go here and set priced. So I only want the items that have been priced because they have the prices on them. So I think I'll select all of these, and you'll see that there's a little chiclet here that says priced, and that is indicating that's a filter. If you want to get rid of the filters, you just tap on that X and go away. All right, so I want to hit select all, and I want to select all of these items. And now, which one are we going to choose? We're going to choose thermal or inkjet. And actually, this is a labeling error here. This should say inkjet Avery business card. Let's try that for this time around. And we're just going to add a logo. I'm going to choose this valuable logo, and I can resize it a bit, move it around, and there's my valuable logo. And I would recommend actually not having a logo like this with a background. I would have a translucent background and more of a flat art piece, but this is the one I had here. So we've got our logo, and now we can go in and we have a default business card size template, but we can also create our own new layout. But I'll start with the default template. And here's the name, and I can tap on it. I can increase the height. I can decrease the width. I can increase the size of the font. I can change the font. I can make it italic or bold or not. Actually, I kind of like it without the bold. And we can align it to different things, or I can just drag it around, and I can drag this down here if I want. I can drag this guy down here, and I can lay this out in a variety of ways. I can also add items. I can add serial number, barcode, QR code, another logo, another photo, custom text, all those options. And the other thing I'll mention is that up here on the top right, you can save and load layouts, and you can change your layout settings. You can even add affordances for punch holes and perforations. And you can see there that we'd want to make this one smaller and maybe move it to the side, or we can put this here as your tear off. So we could add a price here and decrease the width and push it to the right and push it to the bottom and maybe even farther down the bottom and decrease the width, push to the bottom, add a name, push that up to the top, and so on. You can see how this goes there. So it's not the best looking tag in the world, but once you've got your own tags designed and set up, then of course you're good to go. And then all you have to do is save that layout, test layout, and you're done. Now you'll be able to retrieve that layout again, and then just go on to next. Or you can preview all of your other tags and hit next, generate PDF, and it's ready to print on whatever printer you have available. So you just say print, and it'll bring up the printers that you have available, or you can go to PDF or export it. And of course, you can expand it, and you can see there how they would look on the 10-up print layout that this particular layout before and you're done. Now, say you want to go back and print some more. You can go all the way back and reselect or select all. Go again to this time thermal tags. Let's try that. Thermal tags are 203 dots per inch and they're black and white. So what we did cleverly, I think, is we added a way to make those logos into line art, or in fact, any picture into line art. And you can play around with the settings to make it just right for the art that you're working with as you go. And then you can, again, default thermal tag. And you can see that this is now another example of layout. You can look at the different options for that. You can save your template, and you can even add your photos in this line art format. Again, why would you want to do that? The reason that a lot of people want to do that is not because it's a beautiful picture, but because it helps with tag switching. So it's like a visual thumbprint of your eye. So that's why you would do that. And again, you can play with all the affordances, change around the layout. I'm not the best layout artist. And then hit next. Now here's where we have to discover printers. Now, before we do that, we have to actually connect to the printer. So go to your Bluetooth settings, Bluetooth, connect to Bluetooth, and look for the devices. We have our Bluetooth printer available and warming up, and there it is. Now, if you have a Zebra printer, there is a printer app by Zebra that is very handy. Here is the Zebra printing app. I'm going to just make sure that everything is working here, connected to the printer, and sure enough, it's working. You can check all of your settings, and of course, there are a lot of them for Zebra printers. You want to make sure that if you're using a Zebra printer with this particular roll, that it's in receipt format with a width of 3, a length of 2, normal orientation, continuous media type, transfer type of direct thermal, tear off. And you can save those settings if you like. So make sure that when you're setting up your Zebra printer, you know what you're doing, and you've got it connected via Bluetooth to your mobile device. So back, we're going to discover the printer, and there it is. We're going to hit connect, and we're connected, and we can start printing our tags. And you can hear all the tags starting to be printed right there. And sure enough, they look terrific. And here is the Zebra ZD620 that I purchased for $300. You can see on the inside how the spool rolls, and lining this up. Actually, in this case, I didn't line these up exactly right, but here's the print, and I'm just going to close that up again. I think also I was printing one that didn't have a price on it, but you get the idea. And here we are. There's a lot of little things to know about the Zebras. And again, you can print and print forever, and you never have to purchase any consumables other than the roll, which is very inexpensive and is available on our website. Now, if you want to finish, you can clear and go back, and you're done. And again, you can go back to printing other tags on whatever printer you like. And that is printing tags Invaluable in March 2026. See you in the next video.